SpeakWrite through the storms. That's been the story of my life. It's been my life's work. I started off when I was 9 years old, and I was put in front of a stage to begin to communicate how a pencil was made. A pencil. And that's where my journey began in speaking and communicating. I memorized a script that lasted about 3 minutes long. And in this competition, we all had the same script, and we had to figure out who's going to speak best about this pencil. Needless to say, the challenge was not in the content, the challenge was in the presentation. In life, I've learned that speaking and writing go very well together. But if you ask me what contributes the most to the other, writing well helps you be able to speak well. Thus, I came up with the concept of SpeakWrite. Learn how to write well so you can speak better. My name is Nelson Masinde, and I'm happy to be here to be talking as a comeback champion. I haven't arrived yet, but I'm looking forward to the journey that's ahead because I know that it's going to be full of surprises, full of excitement, full of intrigue, and even the challenges that come are always intended to help us grow and become better. 3 things I've learned in life. 1 is the power of communication. I grew up in a family of 7 kids. I was the youngest of 7. My father was a great communicator. He taught me how to analyze information. We used to watch the news together and read newspapers together. And he also made us read the Bible and analyze what we were learning from it every single night. My mother, on the other hand, communicated her heart. She showed me how to express what's in your heart and how you're feeling about situations, and not just to let things fester and stay inside. So I grew up with a power punch in those 2, and then around a family that had a lot of expressions. Fast forward to my life today. I've learned political science through the university, but I also became a teacher and a pastor. And all those situations allowed me to formulate the art and skill of communication. I taught high school for 8 years, and I had to learn how to communicate with these teenagers, and at the same time being their youth pastor, working with them on communicating their spiritual lives. Communication is key. The second thing I learned is the power of language. Now, we speak English, but it doesn't mean we understand each other, because language has all these nuances and all this different semantics to it that make a difference in the way we communicate. So over time, I've learned different things step by step. But that's not what makes me a comeback champion in my view. A few years ago, I went through the lowest moment of my life. I can remember the day. It was a Saturday evening. At the point, we had 2 kids and 1 on the way. And I realized that we had no milk for the kids. I had no money. Account was overdrawn and everything was gone. It was a few decisions that we had made that led us to this point, but I took responsibility for it. I started taking my car to drive Uber. I found an opportunity and took advantage of it. And I remember this one day having to drive out of the house. I had enough gas to get somebody from point A to B on the Uber, and then get enough money to put gas in the car. And then the next trip, I was going to take somebody to point A to B, was going to be to buy milk and take it back home. Then the next trip, I would start actually making a little bit of money for groceries. It was the lowest of lows, and I remember driving in that Uber thinking, I do not want my life to look like this. What I did at the point when I got back home late that night, I sat down and I wrote down the things that I was skilled at. And I started thinking through my life's journey, and I came back to this concept of SpeakWrite. I knew that I'd always been a good writer, and I knew that I'd always been a good speaker. So if I can combine these 2 skills, surely somebody out there needs the expertise. And at that point, I realized that in that moment of a mindset shift, something clicked and I began to get out of the deep hole that I was in. I went back to school and got my master's degree in instructional design and technology. And then I got on with contracting with a company called SkillPath, which has been a godsend that has helped me enhance my skills and grow. And then eventually ran into a business called Whitmore School that has allowed me to also get better in my writing skills and communicating skills and doing a whole lot more. And then I landed this gig called social media marketing, which has become one of my passions and one of the things I really enjoy. Long story short, I'm now a trainer. I love what I do. I enjoy what I do. I'm not making all the money in the world that I want to make, but I am a comeback champion. I'm no longer having to drive Uber just to get gas. The realities of life will hit you and strike you. And what I've learned is through things that you know and things that you're well versed with, you can always make a comeback. Speak right through the storms. Today, as in any day, I understand that you can get a system, you can get a process in place that will help you rise up above the storms. Myself, my wife, and our 3 beautiful children are hoping that our lives will be marked with some of the situations we've faced, yet allowing it to be a mark that teaches others how to face challenges in life. SpeakWrite is a system that teaches you how to write well so you can speak better. I provide templates and I provide all kinds of things and tools that allow you to plug and play and to understand how to craft a message or just to craft your ideas. I'm excited to be here and to be speaking with you. And what I want to leave you with is a challenge to go write down your top 3 skills. The next thing after that is to figure out how to monetize your skills. We all have God-given talents, and the best thing we can do with them is apply them in order to help others and help advance ourselves. To God be the glory, and I'm happy to be a comeback champion.